What's up, y'all? How you doing? Chris Morgan here. I like to call myself a freelancer, independent contractor, I said, but I'm a business owner, founder of Snackzzz, co-founder of Moving Clean Services, waste disposal, moving hauling, freight courier, residential clean house, commercial clean house. Snackzzz, I founded that. I'm the sole founder, CEO, owner of that, which is a creative house, production house. Um, Play with a lot of the aesthetics of the city around art, dance, music, all the culture that it involves around, and snacks as well. You know, it's a play on word for actual ice cream and candy and snacks and goodies, but we'll get that down the line. But introducing myself, um, like I said, I'm the owner and founder of those two startup companies. In addition to that, you know, I'm a former football player, teammate of mine. You know, high school we used to do our thing. Um, but I was a former football player, athlete, controlled a lot of my life growing up. And I also work, you know, part time. I worked previously this last year in the NFL. I was a sideline liaison, able to help coordinate some commercial breaks between you know, the networks, the referees on the field, and the NFL. So great experience. So with that, I say I'm I-9. I'm a contractor because I do a lot of things. There's not one thing that I do that you know, characterizes myself. I coach, I mentor, I'm an educator, I'm a student, I'm a learner, I'm a teacher. I'm all the above. So that's just me. You know, I'm just you can't really define me, I'd say, but I'm a creative, I'd say. What I do when it was 20, when the world was on fire, what I do, I created. That's what I did. If you ask me one thing, I created.
That's dope as hell. And so I definitely want to tap into all of that. The biggest thing is that you said in 2020, when the world was on fire, you created.
Yeah.
Um, like, talk about that. Like, what was your mindset in the midst of the year when the world was like that, but you were doing everything you just mentioned,
All right.
and you did it with a smile on your face. It seems like so. Like, talk about that.
Yeah. Crazy. Actually, I actually got laid off from my job. So I was one of the first early cuts. When the world went on fire, you know, around March of last year, the COVID crisis happened, and I'm in the event show. I'm in the event industry, trade show management, account management for that. And I was one of the first to get laid off. I think, well, furloughed at the time, and that was I think first week of April, I would say. So with that, I had a lot of time to create, a lot of time to myself, a lot of time to envision my future, what I wanted to do, pivot or whoever I want to be with that creative space. As you know, we were on lockdown, so you didn't have a lot of time for outside noise. It was all about yourself, what you could do with your technology that you had, whether a lot of people got into, whether that be, you know, your Netflix series and all that took place. Me personally, I went to creative mode. I already had a vision of my business established, and I was in the fourth quarter anyway, ready to launch before the virus happened. Obviously, when it happened, it pushed my stuff back, and I was able to officially launch, you know, late summer. But I was planning beforehand. You know, I was working on these startups, and I just had more time to create, refine, and you know, get my craft right. And it was great for me. Me personally, I didn't really care about being laid off. Um, you know, obviously it's changed. It's scary for a lot of people, and a lot of times, like I'll be lying and say I'm not scared, but I mean I've dealt with a lot. So that was just another leap, another hurdle that I was used to getting over, and I was actually look at it as free time. You know, as in corporate, as all of us who've been in corporate, it's a lot. It's grueling. It's demanding, and you're sort of in a box. You know.
Right,
So with that time, that free time, I was able to find myself,
got you.
and it was great.
So talk about that. So you're in a time where you get laid off. I
Right.
want you to tap into what were your raw emotions during that time and how you felt, because like there wasn't really any pathway to knowing that the light was at the end of the tunnel of like what's next. The world is shut down, but then
Right.
you also say you found yourself. So talk about that journey right there.
But I didn't care about being laid off. You know, me personally, I love the free time.
Got you.
As a creative artist, obviously you love extra time, and honestly, in the personal sense for myself, my father had passed in August of the year before. So August 2019, abruptly, suddenly my father passed. So
Sorry to
that's
hear
a
that.
lot to deal with, especially in corporate. A lot of things I do, I coach. You know, I'm in the middle of the season. There's a lot of stuff going on. So when I got laid off, to be honest, I'm like, shh, I got some time.
Got you.
Like I got some free time. I got some time to relax and just think and just enjoy myself. You know, gather my thoughts. A lot of times I'm doing stuff for others.
Got you.
So especially in that world you work, you know, you don't notice how much you do until you stop.
So,
And it was great to stop and just regather and just create, you know, whether that be a bevy of, variety of things. But I would say it was definitely the solstice and the ability to move at my own pace was
got you.
giving me it the most.
No, definitely. You mentioned that a lot of times you're always doing for others, that you never really found time for yourself. So, what made you realize that, wow, I need to focus on me? Or what made you realize that, what's the best way to say it? That like you kind of lost yourself. You said you like were able to find yourself. Like, what was that like
Um,
aha moment?
yeah, well, I can't say I lost. I mean, I was never lost.
Mm,
You know, I'm not saying I had as many people. You know, as I mentioned before, I was an athlete, so a lot of my identity growing up was surrounding my athletics, my social status was, and how I viewed myself was pertaining to being an athlete.
got you.
So it was not difficult or challenging, but obviously you find a new path. You grow, you mature, and you just there's so many things that you do. I'll be a different man 5 years from now,
Right.
10 years from now. I'm not saying different in a negative way. Just evolve, grow, and
Grow.
change. New life event may happen. You know,
Right.
something that alters my path, and it's completely fine with that. And I wouldn't say I was ever lost. I just say finding what I wanted to do next, finding my me time. And like you said, life goes fast. You don't know how fast life goes because you always just were in it.
Right.
But when it stopped, you're like, okay, I got some, it's a change of pace. Let me see what I actually get into. Let me see what if I want to, what I want to watch or read or pick up or what hobby I want to partake in, and you had all that time to think, and you could have chose any lane during that period of time with all that excess space you had. A lot of people may, like I said, binge watch their favorite shows, or I got to work. I was creating. I was trying to create that work. I'm a person, I recall, like, I'm not saying I don't like other work. I love other work. You can only get inspiration from others, but I like creating as well. Like,
got you.
So I got to work, like, what can I envision for like the future? What do I find in the market that I love that needs help, and how can I create something to fix that?
So, what is it that you do love?
What do I do?
I know. So, what is that you love? You said within
Right.
the market, you want to create something you love. So, what do you love?
Man, I love art. Like, that's a cliche statement, but like I just love the act of being different, rebellious at times. Not too flamboyant, but art is expression, self-expression. Everyone is an artist. It's all about whether you want to bring it out or not. Some of you may read, some of you may write, some of you may teach or mentor. Everything is art. Athletes, that's art. Anything that you do is under that umbrella of self-expression. So that's what I love. I love to see others express themselves. I love for me to express myself. And that's not an easy thing to do. Like, obviously it's scary when you bring your voice out to the world. When I hop on a podcast, when I do an interview or share my thoughts, it's not easy. It's never easy because you're exposing yourself. You're being, but it's
Talk about that.
personal.
Sorry to cut you off, but talk about that. What's scary about exposing yourself? Like, what goes to your mind that makes it scary?
I mean, it was before. I'm not scared anymore. Like, before I launched, I was scared.
What was going through your mind? Like, what was making?
You have fear of. I'm not I'm not scared of failure. I have no fear of failure. But in the art, in something, I'm not providing a service. Now, my moving clean is a service.
Right.
Snackzzz is not like a service. It's a creative outlet. And I know that art expression is based on my own art interpretation. But, you know, how are you going to be received? You know, I'm sure that you had, when you first started music, you're like, okay, this sounds dope to me. How does it sound to someone else? Or et cetera, et cetera. So at first I'm like, you know, I like this art, but or I like this work, I like this shirt, I like this blueprint. Like, how does next man like it? I bounce ideas off of people, but ultimately it was my decision. Everything came down to me. I produced my own content for the most part. You know, I source videographers, photographers at times, but I produced the content. So when you produce all your content, you kind of like, and I've never done it before. So it's just the unknown. You're like, I don't know, you know, can I do it? Can I not? I know I can play ball. I don't know if I can do this. I just never did it. But then once you do it, you like, I could do this. You know, it just, you know, when you first played on whatever the big lights, you know, you played in the background before.
Right.
You're nervous. Once you got out there and did your thing, you're like, okay, I could do this. Even if you didn't do your thing, you were still out there. So you knew that, like, oh, I could take it.
Right.
The next time I'm gonna do my thing.
Right.
Right. Like,
that's true.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm out there though. Say
Like,
what you want. I was on the field on 4 for inches.
Right.
Like, what Wayne say? I was on the field on 4 for inches. Like,
right. I played like shit, but I was out there though. So
out there.
I showed up. Nah, I want to talk about Snackzzz.
I actually work for a company. My trade show company was Sparks.
Okay.
Nothing I want to say has to relate to Snackzzz, but I just had not in a, you know, I did some research, and a lot of the companies that pop one word easily, rolls off the tongue, sharp. So I'm like Snackzzz, Sprite, Coke, like, you know, yeah, like it's Maz, right? it rolls off the tongue.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, I like Snackzzz, but really what it comes down to was that I was in the trade show industry, and I used to go to these large conventions. Now, a lot of people don't know about that industry. It's really, I mean, it built my brand, to be honest. I'm being honest.
Gotcha.
There's so many different things that go into it, involving from, as an account manager, I dealt with a lot of the internal processes of my team, such as, you know, help manage graphics. You know, they have detailing, which is engineering. They have carpentry division, you know, they have shipping. But even with the client side, you know, helping their marketing team market their product. Because essentially what we did was build sets for them to market their product.
Right.
If I have some snacks, some gear, you know, I'm trying to go to the next pop-up shop. They're going to call me to help design and build that pop-up, so then I can give out my merch. My sales reps can come and talk their shit, etc.
Right.
So like, when I was there, when you actually get on site, I mean, there's the different graphic signage and overhead rigs and you know, everything. And then at the same time, there's all these vendors, because there's so much foot traffic. There's so much foot traffic. Right. And I'm in the industry. I'm a hustler, so I'm like, yo, I need an extra dollar. I need an extra dollar. Right. I see everybody doing vending. I'm like, oh, I can be a vendor. I can sell some ice cream at the park, sell some water ice at the park. Little did I know how deep I would get into it.
Gotcha.
But that's what sparked Snackzzz. I was like, I'm at these shows. I see how much foot traffic is at these shows. I can be a vendor on the side, you know, at the park, or, you know, at the Platte, and I could just sell some ice cream on some weekends, sell some water ice, get some dope, and then move from there. Right. But that little idea birthed Snackzzz, what it is now.
Yeah. That's like, I want to talk about that. The fact that so many people have an issue with punching in the clock or working for someone else. Everybody wants to be their own boss. But what I will say is, like, I will never diminish anyone's dream for wanting more and wanting to have ownership. You should want ownership. But there's something to be said about being able to learn from somebody who's already there.
Yeah.
So it doesn't mean you have to literally be there forever. It's not a permanent gravestone. but the idea of that you were able to take that opportunity and then build upon what your vision is.
Right.
Like, what would you say about your experience of working for another company? What some people call the graveyard or the slave ship. Like, but like there's opportunities within that. Like, there's like valuable information you have learned while working for this company that it kind of you already had the hustle in you, but it enhanced your hustle. Like, so what would you like say to anyone who is currently working for a company but feels like they're in a box and can't get out of it?
Man, my first thing is that you never stop learning. Like learning is a constant evolution. You're always a student, you're always a teacher. And students learn from their teachers and teachers learn from their students. You know, when I coach, I said the same thing to my players. I would go and say, I hope today you learned as much from me as I learned from you. You know, whether that be managing them, different personalities, different techniques on the field. And it's the same way you're in the business world. You know, whether managing your coworkers, dealing with their personalities on a given day, managing your work, the operations of that and daily, and you know, the pressure from your boss, etc. But whatever it may be, you and your team are always constantly in communication, always learning from one each another. And as you go within life, within business, within personal, within social, you're always learning. You're always having that same type of communication. So even if someone like myself has to venture out or wants to venture out at times and start my own thing, first off, it's not easy, like very stressful. Like you got to be built for it. But I'm still learning. Like, you
Right.
know, I still seek, my network never stops growing. I always seek out for advice. I always try to, you know, connect with new people, connect with people who know more, and no one knows less than you. Like that's what I'm no one's like, I'm never like, I can't take advice from him. I can take advice from every single person. Everyone has a different perspective and a shared perspective that goes towards the collective.
Right.
So that being said, you never stop learning. It's an evolution process. You know, I still source and reach out to my contacts to this day. But to speak more of your question about like how do you're to get out of that situation is really about how you look at it in the day in your in a daily perspective. I mean, obviously, it's like I said, a lot of stuff you say is cliche about glass half full or glass half empty. But like you have to attack work with a vision. You have to have 5-year plan for yourself, 10-year plan for yourself, and know that what you're getting into is setting yourself up for your future. You know, it's not what anyone else perceives your future to be, it's what you personally want it to be. Whether that be, I don't know what you're motivated by as an individual, whether that be capital, whether that be freedom, whether that be, you know, power as a manager, you know, role. Um, but it's all about the daily steps that you take because you keep working, you keep working, you keep lifting every day. You wake up and you strong, like
Right.
you know. But you don't. If you try to look you strong every day, you like watch pot never boil. You just got to put the work in.
Got
And
you.
like, and then even when you step out, you still got to put the work. I'm young as I'm green, yo. I don't know nothing. Like I'll be like I'll be lying to you. Like I tell guys all the time, like you don't know nothing. Like my younger guys, like, you don't know nothing because I know more than you and I don't know shit. Like I don't know nothing. That's why
No,
I'm
seriously.
green. Like I'm just a sponge. I'm trying to learn more and more and more and more. So I would just say it's a constant process. And then also for the younger folk in here who are in your 20s, like well, I don't even know what you're stressing about. Like everybody, it's a pandemic. You know what I'm saying? It's been a mess for a lot of people. You have a lot of time and you're blessed. You're blessed. So, you know, keep that positive mindset and, you know, good things come.
Oh, definitely. I want to talk about that, a positive mindset. So last year, you lost your father,
Yes.
you lost your job,
Yeah.
but you created.
Right. Right.
So
Right.
what what was your foundation that allowed you to have that positive mindset in the midst of all that turmoil?
Man, I don't know. You just gotta go. You just gotta go. I was you know, when I grew up as an only child, you know, I was in the neighborhood, so I had a lot of friends, you know, a lot of cousins and a lot of friends. But I had to learn how to maneuver on my own. I'm okay with being by myself. And that helped me out a lot. In times of trouble, a lot of people can't confront themselves. And that's how they get in trouble and deeper trouble. I'm always able to look at myself, look in the mirror, be alone, think to myself, talk to myself, and get through stuff. Now, I also seek help, from family members. I'm close to my mother. Um, but that's just what and also, man, I've been through it before. Like me, anyone who knows me before college knows that if you know me, you know my nana. She was my rock, and she had passed away 2016. So I was already through that real emotional. Like I never thought that I could live without my nana before my nana passed. Like I couldn't even envision it. You know what I'm saying? Then when she passed, and I was still able to keep moving forward. I'm like, okay, and I'm powerful. I'm strong. I can keep doing this. Now I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that like losing my father was like nothing. Like that shit hurt. Like I definitely didn't see that either. Like,
Right.
but I'm more equipped of it, and I know my positionality as for my family. What I have to provide. You know what I mean? So I'm
What
just built for that.
what was your morning like? Like, did you have the opportunity to truly mourn and get like that emotion of like this can't be, not that it can't be real, but like I'm
Yeah,
hurting
yeah,
right now. I'm
yeah.
heartbroken.
You mourn, you mourn. It was tough, bro. Like you cry alone. You cry with your people. My morning was my creativity when I was able to finally get my break because I just pretty much like I knew that if something happens suddenly like that, like you can't take life for granted. You have to do what is in your best interest, what you want to do. So that helped me guide me in the direction of not like living for anyone else.
Mm.
Like you gotta live for you gotta live, follow your passion for that. But in state of mourning, I would say, I went back to work. Like, like I took some time off, but man, I'm a provider, bro. Like it's sad to say. I'm a first generation college student, so you know how that goes. So
Right.
you do so much as arranging the funeral, writing the eulogy. There's certain things that you have to do, and you just have to do them. And
Right.
it's whatever it may be, like you have to handle that.
The demand
So
of the family.
yes, you have to handle that. So morning was tough, but you had to. I got my morning a little later than most would because I had to handle some business. But I was also strong. My dad was proud of me. You know what I'm saying? I love my guy, so it was never no bad. I had no regrets. I lived with no regrets. He lived. Our relationship was great, so there was nothing that I could have wished or happened, or it was tough, like anyone would say. But it's just you gotta do what you gotta do, Maz. And
Right.
I'm
Uh,
still doing it. I'm still getting over it though. It's a constant
Still
state.
fresh.
It's a constant state. It's not like it's over.
Right.
It's. I'm not saying I'm still miserable, but at times, there's certain things about that probably changed my chemistry a little bit.
Got you.
I'll say this though, to be honest, if I'm being vulnerable, like my intimacy level has hurt, has hurt.
Got you.
Like me getting close to people, like if I know you already, then I'm cool, But me, that's it's tough because yeah, as you could understand.
No, definitely. Is
Yeah,
it a thing, a trust thing, or is it a you're afraid you're gonna lose someone else you love?
a little bit of both, a little bit more of the latter. You know, more. You. Yeah, sometimes you get close to people, and then if you get taken away, so it's tough. You don't want to have that feeling again. Then you kind of be, but at the same time, you would say it's a negative mindset, but I look at you're allowed to have breaks. You're human. You're allowed to fuck up. I'm allowed to be sad today. I'm allowed to be happy today. I can have I can laugh, cry, and think on the same day. You know, you a ball player, so Jimmy V said if you laugh, you cry, you think, in the same day, you had a full day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm allowed to be human. So I'm allowed to have my days and I'm in the dumps. I'm allowed to have the days where I feel like I'm the man. I'm allowed to have the days where I feel small and minuscule, but it's part of the process. And it's every level is okay because every level is me. So when I understand that, you kind of understand how you can process yourself. And like I said, self-expression is what I focus my brand on because there's so many ways to do it. And there's no right way, there's no wrong way. And that's pretty much how I roll.
So moving forward in terms of Snackzzz,
Right.
how would you express or explain Snackzzz to the individual, or not? I mean, not explain Snackzzz itself, but explain the vision of Snackzzz moving forward.
So Snackzzz is derived by late night snacks, activities that you would do after hours. ZZZ is sleep. It's late night. It's hours. You know, Maz, you know, you rap about going to church, man.
Yeah.
Like y'all going to church. Y'all going to church at night. You know, whatever it may do. Some people may read at night. Some people may write at night. But usually at late night or early morning when creatives have their most free time, have their expression to be themselves and create outlets. So with that, I created my identity of my brand of Snackzzz based on that free thinking, that free range that you have at late night. So at the same time, the snacks derives from, you know, late night, you know, may have the munchies. You know, it's all evolved around the late night concept of what I'm doing. What's your favorite snack at night? If you in the middle of the night and you wake up, you thirsty, you grabbing a Gatorade, you grabbing the water. You know, you grabbing some apples if you trying to be healthy. You know, you grabbing some chips, some donuts, whatever it may be. That's how you get down. That's your vibe. So everyone has their different way how they get down in their own personal life and even their social life. Cause late night, you social, you out, you in the bar scene, you in the club scene, you having a good time. So how do you interact? What music do you listen to? What, you know, intoxicants do you take? You drink, you smoke, whatever it may be. I don't care how you get down. That's your personal self-expression. Right. And we highlight everything because we're all human. We all express. You know what I mean? What is a snack? What is your self-expression? What do you want to do? What do you want it to be? You know, it's a creative lane for what do you do at night? You free think.
Right now, what are the products you're providing to people who are tuned in to Snackzzz?
Right. So now I have a merchandise line.
Okay.
You'll see I have some items here. You know, I have some hats. I have some shirts. I have some hoodies as well. Crew necks, I'm sorry, not hoodies.
You got any 3X's in that one you have on right now, or?
Yeah, I don't got no, you know, I got you next run.
That's good.
But, you know, I provide merchandise. Merchandise is my number one seller right now.
Okay.
I told you I have crew necks, I have t-shirts, I have stickers, I have patches, I have Scullies. I'm going to have a new line coming out this summer with some new designs of t-shirts. I'm thinking about shorts.
Before we get to the
merchandise is dope because it allows my brand to expand to other people, you know, and connect and word of mouth. But you know,
before we get to the new products, for the people who want to get the products you have now,
yes,
where can they find you at?
citysnackz.com, www.citysnackz.com. I'm also on Instagram at citysnackz. I'm on Twitter at citysnackz. I'm on Facebook at Snackzzz. And you can find everything online. I got a whole e-commerce set up on there, so you can go and order. I'll ship it to you. And we'll get that rolling. My team will get it out to you. I've been kind of selective of where I'm going to put my merch. You know, obviously I want it to be a great fit with, you know, the scheme of, you know, what they're trying to provide in the store and myself, make sure our brands align. The barbershop obviously was an easy pick because of what it does for the community and the community that I'm a part of. And, you know, obviously it's great. A barbershop, you're always talking foot traffic as well for, you know, low level brand exposure.
Talk about that. Talk
Perfect.
about your community, where you're from.
Right, yeah. I'm from Ardmore. So Ardmore is it's on the main line, but it's like 10 blocks of black community on the main line. About 10 blocks, working class community. And really I shaped my identity, a lot. That as well as my, my school where I met you. But Ardmore was great, man. It's a real old school, family oriented spot. Everyone knows each other. So, we used to have block parties, row homes. So it's just everyone's on top of each other, but it's all love. And that's how I met a lot of my childhood friends. We're still friends to this day. And I learned how to play ball, football. We used to play manhunt, whatever it may be, ride bikes. And that's really what shaped me. And it's great. We got a great community. A lot of people, a lot of kids grew up with me. Turned into great, young men and women as well who grew up with me. So Ardmore is a good community. I'm proud to be a part of it.
I think we'll be remiss if we don't talk about your sports journey.
Right,
You got
right.
the jersey hanging behind you. Like, talk about that. Like, what sports did you play growing up? How did you get into it? How did you feel when like your day of playing sports was over?
Right.
Like, walk me through your sports journey.
Man, I played sports ever since I can remember. I used to hang the little mini Nerf hoops up in my house and run back and forth. But I spoke about Ardmore on West Spring. I came from West Spring Ave. It's a spot of athletes in Ardmore. I want everybody to know that it's West Spring. It's not East Spring. It's West Spring. We all
out there.
No, No, man, I was out there playing. I was always the youngest kid. I told you I was I was the only child. So I was the youngest kid out there. I used to just run around and be a rugrat with the kids. And
Rugrat.
and then I got into football. I mean, obviously basketball, everyone plays basketball, but I really took a liking to football. And I wanted to play real bad. I was too young. So the next year I was able to play for the team, Ardmore Panthers. And I played up. I wasn't allowed, I wasn't even probably legal. I was a kicker. I was like in third grade, helmet too big, like. And the crazy thing about it is,
bobblehead.
My nana, she took me to grab some cleats for my first pair of cleats, and she got me. We went to the store and we got a pair of white cleats. And this is like, man, it's probably like 03. I'm probably like 8 years old. I got a pair of white cleats. She's like, well, they're gonna be able to identify you on the field, right? Fast forward to when I got to high school, we play on the same team. Why you want white cleats? Our coach wanted the black cleats. I mean, I was born to do that.
Exactly. They're going to identify me on the field.
Nana told me to wear white cleats.
Expression.
Right. Exactly. But so I fell in love with football. And it really I took off from there. I also played ball. I was a good basketball player, not as good as I was at football. But, I met you when we were in 8th grade. I thought I was good at ball until I played on their team. I was probably the worst player on the team. No. 8th grade, mine was like 6'4". I'm like, okay, I got to go back in the lab. But it was a great experience because, like I said, you don't run away from competition. You always evaluate yourself. You never look down on yourself, but you always see you can improve. And it was it helped me prepare for football and basketball, track and field, whatever it may be, because I was like, I got to go harder. There's another level. You're in local talent. There's national talent. there's levels to it. So that experience would allow me to get.
You're being humble right now, but Seymour was good. Like, he was good at ball.
I was all right. I was good at. I could lock you though. I'll lock you. I could give you about 10.
No, he was getting buckets.
I could give you about 10 a game, but I can give you about 10 a game. I'll give you about 5 rebounds, a couple assists, steals. But
to paint the picture for the people, we were team of the summer. We won every major tournament.
Yes.
We were like that.
Yeah, it was nice. I met Maj. I'll tell you a story. I met Maj, man. He came into the gym. We was in 8th grade. I'm probably like 5'5". About like $115. Maj came in this thing like 6'3", maybe even taller. about 210. He had all the designs in his hair because he's from New York. Back in the day, yeah, all the design. I'm like, yo, this dude, he a baller. I'm like, yo, Ma, you know, me mugging. Before the game playing, he got the T-Pain and Jamie Foxx on playing. And I'm like, yo, this what you get into for the game? Like, yeah, I be in my vibe, I be vibing. I was like, yeah, that's Miles for you.
It started getting buckets after that.
Started getting buckets. Everyone else, you know, Philly, they try and get you angry before the game. Like,
right.
Turn up. Miles said, no, I'm cool, man.
Life made me angry enough.
Right.
I had to like have some kind of balance.
Right.
But it's funny. You can speak to that too. Like I wasn't a very happy person just walking around.
Yeah. No, Miles was definitely. I mean, I understood though. You came from a new environment, you know, and you had to kind of like, you probably had to make your mark, you know. So I understood it. It was never no hard feelings, you know. I was really cool. It's just you had a hard shell on your back, you know. You had to, you know, it's what it is. But we ended up, you know, playing together for a couple years in high school together, and we played football as well. I went on to play college football at Colgate. Miles went on to play at Temple. And then, you know, I had a great career. In high school. You know, I got plenty of accolades. College, you know, I played well. You know, I was all league, you know, but you know, you can always play better. You know, I was very happy with my career. You know, I'll probably put my highlight tape up against any of y'all. Like, I'll probably put my tape up against any of y'all.
Listen,
on defense.
This man was all a decade for his college.
Yeah,
that's not. That ain't normal. Like he was a baller.
I played linebacker at 185, at 195. I played corner and safety.
And went to the playoffs.
To the crib.
But and went to the playoffs.
Three house calls.
Right. Yeah. But talk about that. Talk like for the athletes who may be a part of it, or not even athletes, for people who had something that was a part of their identity and where they feel like they found their value from.
Right.
You had to come to the end of that. But life, you still have 80 some odd years to go for life. But something that was so huge in your life is over now. What did that feel like? Like, damn, I'm never going to get on the field again at a high level.
Yeah, it was crazy. I actually, being who I am, you know what I mean? You obviously, you don't play the game if you don't think you one of the best out there, if not the best out there. Like, I never approached the game. I never went into a competition thinking there was someone on the field who was better than me. I'm like, they about to come see me today. I'm going to show them. That being said, that was always my mindset with athletics. And my career ended kind of abruptly, but I never really thought it was ending. Like I you know, after my senior year, I had a good year. I had a couple agents that I was in contact with preliminarily, but I had previously torn my meniscus going into the year. At the end of my junior year, I actually had a knee scope on both of my knees, minor ones. I was able to do well, but after the year, when it was time to make a decision with football, my senior day, I didn't think my career was over. A lot of my teammates, you know, are emotional. I'm like, yeah, I'm emotional, but like, it's whatever. Like,
what's your league?
I went to try to work out. Probably like I took a couple weeks off, and you know that if you would try to go for the pros, you have a combine, the pro, you have to get workout. And I tried to work out. I tried to run, and my knee, it just wasn't feeling well.
Got you.
And I also at the same time, you know, I went to Colgate, so I had a job offer. You know, shout out to Colgate. So
top of the line education.
For top of the line education. So I decided to take the job offer, you know, because of security with, you know, my body. You know, you put your body through a lot as a Division I athlete.
Let's talk about that. So many times in life, people take the comfortable decision.
Right.
So you worked your entire life in terms of sports. You've been playing since you were 4 years old.
Right.
But when it came to time to bet on yourself, because you wanted to control what you can control,
right,
you chose the job.
Right.
Talk about like that feeling, like that reality of like every bit of me wants to keep playing this thing I'm passionate about. Like I love it to the point where I'll do
Right.
it for free. But life is in a way. I'm going to take the job because I'm also
Well,
the man in my family. I'm going to
right.
provide. Like,
Right. Well, you know, it was time. It was time for me to hang the cleats up. As much as I would want to play, yeah, obviously you never think, but it was time. I was at peace with the decision at the time. So it wasn't like I was, the craziest part I would tell you about is the reception you get from others.
mm-hmm.
I personally view myself as an athlete, but also a student. I spoke to a learner. I'm a teacher. I'm a mentor. I'm a mentee. I'm an artist. I'm a creative. I'm a free thinker. A lot of people who are from a neighborhood or whatever, I was a ball player. I was a football player. So
Exactly.
when I told others that I wasn't going to the league, they're like, bro, you can go to the league. Like, what you doing? Like, you won't get your shot? Like, even a couple of my former coaches, and that was a big ups, not necessarily college, but high school or individual guys who I worked out with. I had some good film. They're like, yo, take a shot. Like, I'm like, I'm at peace with myself. Obviously I understood the education part, but life, you said, I was 22 at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, I live double that,
Right.
past 44.
Hopefully.
God willing,
Like we want to live.
and then more. So it's like, I gotta put stuff in perspective, and that's why even going back, piggyback into what you said previously about how advice you would have to someone in their 9 to 5. Usually, more often than not, you have a lot of time to decide what you want to do. And it doesn't have to be happening in one day or one large decision. It's a couple of minor decisions that lead to that. So I prepared myself academically, with my peers, my network to the day that I would not play anymore. My college decision was probably based on the fact that I was going to a great academic school with a great network.
Right.
Because I knew that obviously you're not going to play ball forever. But it is a harsh reality for many. And I had the burning desire. When fall camp came back around, that's a little different story. I'm itching to hit somebody. I'm itching
Right.
to tackle. The season comes, I'm itching to play. It probably took me like 2 years to be like, I even evaluated the game differently. I evaluate the game a little differently now. I used to evaluate it strictly as a player. I see more of a manager perspective. Obviously I'm a boss with my 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 2 startups.
Right.
So obviously I think in a different capacity.
Right.
But it took me for a while to stop thinking like a player. But there's also the other parts that you could get a break from. But obviously the thing about football is you only get like 11, you get like 44 chances to play, maybe 50, 50 chances to play your whole college career.
You worked your entire life to play 50 games.
Yeah, play
Like
50
you know,
games.
like
And I'm blessed because I was durable.
right.
I did say I had an injury, but that was off season. I only missed one game my whole career, and that was off a high ankle sprain. I was back the next week. I was hobbling, but I played.
Like
So
even with
I was
injuries,
blessed that I was able to play and start in 40 odd games as a college athlete.
like you were able to enjoy the experience of college football.
Right,
You didn't have injuries at the wrong time. Like
right,
what I mean
right,
by that is like you're about to start a game, then you get injured, so that ruins an
right,
entire season. You
right,
still
right.
got to enjoy college football, so that's a blessing.
It is. At times you obviously, you have positives and negatives with it. You obviously everyone gets hurt though.
Everyone,
You have to take care. I was able to find a way to take care of my body in a capacity to stay on the field, maintain it, understand what I need to do to get myself better in best shape as possible. whether that be stretching or icing, cold tubs. But everyone gets hurt. And that's the thing that, you know, the injury rate in football is 100%. So
100%.
by the time you get to, you know, 50, you're a senior, you might have got hurt. Depending on who you were on the team, position you play. You know, I was a skilled player, so I got busy. I got a lot of tackles, but I wasn't a lineman. Every play contact. So the overextensions of those, the elbows, the shoulders for those guys, that jerks, even the falling back on the knees, ankles rolled up on. So you're going to get hurt. So that's a psychological aspect of the game too that you have to handle. So you have to handle.
And all that's happening while you have a lot of weight on your joints and bones.
Right,
like
right.
300 to 350 pounds.
Right.
Like that's a lot of pressure.
You know, I always say that offensive linemen, they're probably the second most athletic on the team, especially tackles. I say corners are first. Corners are first. O tackles are second.
I get what you're saying. I can understand.
But you know why they both go backwards?
Yeah.
Everyone else goes forward for the most part.
But let a lineman who is 350 pounds be 180 pounds and go backwards. Like,
I give y'all your props. It's you guys. Y'all do your thing. Being a lineman is hard, especially being the outside lineman. You know, interior lineman is difficult as well, but I know you have a little cushion in how you guys play and can pass off. As an outside man, it's you in the edge. But as a corner though, you guarding them wide receivers.
You're in the island.
The thing about y'all, the corner, if you mess up, everybody see it. No other position when you mess up. I mean, you get a sack and it's, you know, you look at the film, but corner, if you get burnt, everybody in the stadium see you get burnt.
This is what I say. Everyone sees you get burnt, but they also see you like block a pass. As a lineman, they don't see you have a perfect pass set, block your man and go. They just see the quarterback do a perfect pass and a touchdown. But when you let that sack up,
facts. 100%. You're right. Because the same thing, lineman. That's why I said those two. I said lineman and corner, because you can play a game and you got 70 snaps on D, 70 snaps on O, 65 snaps. You did well. 3 snaps. You probably went off sides once. You probably held once. Probably let up 1 sack. Yo, they giving you hell. And you like, yo, I blocked this dude for 60 some plays.
Right.
Perfect pass set, run blocking. We deucing them going to the backer. But you're gonna see when I left the sack, and you're gonna give me all these minuses in film. And I'm in film with a grade of like a 72. Like, come on, coach.
I was balling until those plays.
Right.
No,
that's part of it, though. That's part of it. That's part. But that builds you for everything, you know, because you can have. And that's what I spoke about before. You know, you can have a month of 30 days and have 25 good days, and you have 5 bad days. But my thing is that it's okay to have them 5 bad days, because you human, you imperfect. Like, you just have to, you know, you'll bounce back when it's time for you. You can't sack them up. You shouldn't have them 5 bad days subsequently.
Right.
You know, it could be, you know, it happens. Stuff happens. You know, life events happen. So it's understandable, but you just have to let yourself. You can't expect too much of yourself.
Nah, I felt with that.
You know what I'm saying? Give yourself some credit for just being you. It's hard out here.
So. Love yourself.
Right, bro. It's hard though, but you can do it. Like, all you gotta do is do it, bro. Like, just take ownership.
Think about that. Think about that concept. You tell yourself to love yourself, but you also say it's hard. It's like, nah, just.
So I always say it's hard because of the outside influences that people, you know, succumb to. Like, I agree. If you knew me, you know, I always love myself. I was always, you know, I was on the field. If I made a play, I would talk my cash. I would wear my cash. You know, I obviously. You can't make a startup if you don't know yourself. That's a risk and investment in it. You know what I mean? You have to bet on yourself. So, but I would say for some, because of obviously outside influences, And I'd be lying to say that you can't ignore every outside influence, and it's like I say, it's easy to just be like, yo, F, but it's there. A lot of things you have to see, and you have to recognize it though. Like a lot of this stuff, you have to attack it head on. You gotta face it. Like if this is my issue, like yo, this is
But
my
I'm gonna jump in right there.
yeah.
How do you personally block out the noise?
I mean, I got a couple of different ways. I mean, obviously you have activities that you do. I mean, if I get some alone time, I'm good. I guess I just like I said, I don't have a solid technique, yo. I'll be lying to you. I'll be
Gotcha.
lying to you, be like, yo, I come home and then like if I'm fucked up today, I'm gonna go here, ride the bike, run 3 miles, lift, meditate. Like, nah. Like some days if I'm feeling frustrated, I might go, I might work out. Other days I might go hit my mans up and get some bud and get fried. Like, yeah, like it's there's no right answer, there's no right way. Like,
Right.
because I'm layered. Like I'm layered.
You're
So
human.
yeah, bro. Like there's some days where that anger you want to get it out, or that frustration, or sometimes you want to think it over, you know. And there's different emotions that you have for different situations, and you have to manage that. You have to be your own manager. So, and like you said, let yourself heal, let yourself express, whether that be positive or negative. Like I dance, bro, like by myself. Like
You've
if I
been
have a
doing
song,
right.
if the song come on, like I'm just gonna bop in my room, like because I'm expressing myself. Like I just that's it, bro. You just gotta kind of just be you and just let it out, and then like whatever come from it, come from it, And it's that really was I manifested that with my Snackzzz startup, because I just had to put out content. I always say it's no one's responsibility to buy my merch. You don't have to support me because it's more supporting. Nah, I gotta make it hot. Like if it's not hot, like I'm not expecting you to cop it. Like I'm not gonna cop nothing I don't want to cop. I'm not gonna put out nothing I don't want to put out. That I wouldn't cop myself. But that being said, I understand as a creative, like everything is not for everyone. But if it's a hot product, it can go. So my responsibility is to make it hot. It's not necessarily to, get handouts, but that's a part of
That's heavy what you just said.
yeah.
It's it's not your responsibility to support or buy the product I'm putting out. It's
Yeah.
my responsibility to make sure that you want that shit.
Yeah, for sure. It's my responsibility to make it hot. You know what I mean? I'll put out content. No matter how much followers I get, I have to make sure every post is of substance. Because one day when I do have that love or that, and I'm not going for that love. Don't get me wrong. I'm not seeking followers. I'm seeking the art. That's why I put so much emphasis in my content. But if you do find my page, you'll see that all of my content has meaning. Because everything is for a purpose. And it's my objective to make it hot. It's my responsibility to make that content purposeful.
Mm.
And then if it touches you, then it touches you and you'll support naturally. You know what I mean? But it's just my responsibility to just put out meaningful, productive content.
Nothing I do will be perfect,
Right.
but it will always have purpose.
Right. You know what I'm saying? That exactly.
Fucking bars. Like you're
Right.
I'm a bomb on that.
I may not be real. He said, I may not be right, but I'm always real. And that's how I sleep. I made plenty of mistakes, I will continue to make plenty of mistakes, but I always make them with good intent. Real, even if I mess up, it's out of love, it's out of passion, you know. So you'll always sleep good because you're real. You know that you did it. Even if it's a bad decision, you did it with good intention.
If I'm gonna do it wrong, I'm gonna do it 100 miles an hour. I'm gonna be fast and wrong.
That's what they told you when you play ball. You got to play run and play at 100 miles per hour. Don't sit there with your hands up in the middle of the play.
You're right.
After play over, off next play. My bad. But you can't do this during the middle of play, and after play over, you can't look at you look at the film when the dust settles, but in it you gotta keep going. And that's how that's how you gotta come.
It's funny because as long as you prepare, you're ready for any moment.
Right.
What I mean by that is like you're not only are you ready to be successful, but you're also ready to answer to your peers. And I always think about when Carmelo had shot a corner 3-pointer and missed it, but he had 3 people in his face, and everybody was mad. Like, why the fuck did you shoot that? Blah, blah, blah. And this is when Iman Shumpert was like a rookie under Knicks, and he was like, "Yo, Melo, I was open." He was like, "Yeah, I saw you. I saw that you were open." He said, "But I work on that.
Right.
Like I work on people being in my face when I'm shooting a clutch shot. Like the last 3 games, I hit 3 buzzer beaters.
Right.
Today, you were open just like you were the other 3 games. And I did the same thing I always do because I prepare for that moment.
Right.
So go sit down. Like,
right. I prepare for it, and as a leader in the position I am with my startups, I always prepare for the bigger picture. Everything is full circle. Everything is the large scope. It's you work on it daily, but it's more. And so similar to like that Melo scenario you said, that you gotta prepare for every situation that's gonna come. And if you prepare mentally, emotionally, physically, it won't make it not hard, but you can be at least prepared.
mm-hmm.
You can at least know what you're getting yourself into. And that helps alleviate some of the, the frustration, pain, tension that you go through. Because you're gonna go through it regardless, But if you can, kind of gather yourself and understand, if you put the work in, then like when that gets going, at least you can fall back on your work, and your foundation. So it's just a constant evolution, but it's constant work, it's constant learning, it's constant networking, it's constant engagement. There's never like a time where you like, I told you, I keep going, I'm green, like, I don't know nothing. Like, what I'm saying? Like, I don't know nothing. Like, as much as I know, I'm so green, there's so much more I can learn.
Exactly.
Like, so I just it's a constant evolution. And then, hopefully one day I keep turning, I look up and I'm where I want to be. But even if I'm not where I want to be, is where I'm supposed to be.
Exactly. I'm right where I'm supposed to be when I'm supposed to be there. Like, even think about now, like if I wasn't paying attention to my intuition and what my heart was telling me, we wouldn't be having this interview right now, and vice versa. Like you wouldn't be here right now. Yeah, so like thinking about it, like we're where we're supposed to be when we're supposed to be there. And we're gonna look back 10 years from now and be like, damn, like that was a moment in life that like we're never gonna get back, but I'm glad we had it.
Right. No, for real. Because life is all about moments.
Exactly.
Everything is all about moments. Like it's all about, that's what you remember. You remember how something makes you feel.
You do.
Yeah, you remember how something makes you feel.
Remember how it makes you feel. Like think about you when you were like, how I put it. Think about like your favorite Easter when your nana or your mother was cooking. You remember how that food smelled. You remember what you were wearing. You remember who was in that room. And like at the moment, it felt so minuscule, like it wasn't important. But now when Easter comes around and those moments aren't there, it's like, I wish I could go back to that.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, for sure.
That's just so
little things.
The
but
little
things. You can always go back to that moment though. So obviously it's all about how you channel it, if it's a positive or a negative state that you as an individual decide to put that upon yourself. But like that moment of Thanksgiving or Easter or Christmas with your family, those who have grown and as an adult, and that situation is different. You can obviously look at it in a negative light, but you can be happy that it happened, you know, and you had that experience.
No, listen, I'm gonna tell you, it's a quote, it's a caption for one of my recent pictures, but it's very important for the next project I'm putting out, Road to Recovery.
Yeah.
Sometimes I see the glass half full. Sometimes I see the glass half empty.
Right.
But either way, I'm going to drink it.
Right. For real. That's,
Like it'll
that's it.
make
Either way, it's gonna get drink. You know, either way, you're gonna do it. It's gonna get done. So but it's okay, as you mentioned though, it's okay to be both.
exactly.
You have to be more positive than negative, but it's okay to have that because you're imperfect.
Exactly.
You
Listen,
know, the reason why people stack, the reason why I think people stack those negative days on top of each other, because when they have a negative day, they mad themselves from the previous day for being negative too. Like it's a hangover day. Like, you know what I mean? Like if I ain't work out today, I should work. You didn't work out yesterday. It's cool. Like just get up and today and we gonna get after it.
listen,
You know?
I have a
You know, it's like it's okay.
I'm laughing because, like, you know, in ball I have very short memory.
Right.
I may have missed that last three. I don't give a fuck. I'm shooting next one anyway.
You shoot it.
Yo, and I'm saying it because you've been there. Like, I don't care. Like, I'm gonna shoot again.
You was squeezing. It didn't matter. That's how it should be though.
Nah, but this portion has
you got to
been
rely on who you trust, and that's yourself. So
love me for me.
yeah.
Listen, this portion has been super dope. I'm thankful for you agreeing to do this. But this is kind of the next portion is like more of a lighter side, more of like an after party. Um, I want to so like we kind of know the heavy parts of who Chris Morgan is, aka I call C Morg, aka City Morg. Um, I want to know more so now. We're going to tap into like who you are outside of that. So if we're in a car right now and we're driving somewhere, and I ask you to take the aux cord, I'm the aux cord bully, but I'm allowing you to play what you want to play. What are the first 5 songs you're going to play?
I put out playlists, curate music playlists on Spotify and Apple Music. I don't necessarily have a set date, bi-weekly, monthly, whatever, but I'll put out based on current events. Of recent, in March, I put out a women's playlist, women empowerment playlist, Girls Run the World. I had a few good songs. I had great songs on there, a lot of talented women. And I had one of the songs I'll highlight from that. I had Badu on there. I like Badu. Previously I had an album with I did a playlist with I Am Revolution and Black History Month.
Yo, I will say I noticed that I look at all your playlists. I never see mine on them.
No, because we're gonna get there. We're gonna calculate it.
I'm messing with you. I'm messing with you.
We're gonna. I do things with concepts and themes.
No, definitely.
You know, and I try to bring old school and new school together if I can collide, because music is timeless. That's the best part of my music. That's why I can't give you 5 songs right now, man. I can give you 5 artists. I can give you maybe albums.
Listen, we're in a quick ride. We need 5 songs. You're on the aux.
I'm gonna play Lemon Pepper.
Okay.
I'm gonna play Lemon Pepper. I think Drake, he barred that. He
did. Like, there's no denying that.
He did his thing.
Got Lemon Pepper.
I got Lemon Pepper. I'm gonna play the turn up, the joint with Durkio and Stay Down. That's my thing.
Okay, I like that. With Black and Young Thug.
Hear it up. So I had the Lemon Pepper. We getting a bop on. I got the Durkio. We bopping some more.
Okay.
I'm gonna switch the flow up, and I'm gonna go old school. I'm gonna put that Outkast. I'm gonna put Spody, Opie, Dopalicious.
Oh, jeez, you go way in the vault.
And have you vibing.
Those are. The way you went the ball for there, that's crazy.
So I gave you those three. The fourth song, I'm gonna keep it going because you know we down south, and I said the GOAT was Hove, but my favorite artist is Cole.
Okay.
So we're gonna keep the Cole up. I'm gonna play Is She Gonna Pop after that, cause after Scordio but Dobalicious, we out here trying to know if she gonna pop it. So,
listen,
so we're gonna
one of my favorite tracks.
And then to bring it down, I mean, to bring it after that, my
last one.
I mean, I might gotta kick you out the car, but I'm gonna probably play that Liquor by Chris Brown.
What you can't? That's I'm playing that before games. There's something in this liquor. Yeah.
I got 5 for you. That's 5.
Listen, when you.
But you know how my mind works. That's all over the place.
I'm just saying that's
there was too many. I couldn't even think of it.
That's something I'll play it. That's right. I can't argue with that.
Right.
No, that's dope. No, but in terms, so we know what you're gonna play on the aux, but in terms of expression, Friday night, fuck it, Friday night. We're in Philly. It's Wednesday night. You're going out to Center City Sips.
Right.
Pre-COVID.
Right.
What you wearing?
I mean, look, bro. I mean, pre-COVID, I ain't have my merch out, but I'm wearing Snackzzz. I got some new gear coming this summer, May coming. Cop my merch. www.citysnackz.com. City Snacks, you can find a Gentleman's Quarters Barbershop. So I'm wearing my merch. That's what I'm. But my.
What's on your feet though? What's on your feet? What's on your feet?
I'll probably some some. You know, I got a nice pair of stretch Guess jeans in there. You know, and my sneakers. I'm a big fan of Nikes. I probably got probably like 90% of my sneakers is Nikes, and I got if you could include Jordan and Nike, I got Jordan. But the thing about you wear Sips, man, they going to dick your sneaks. So,
no, seriously,
I'll probably wear some Air Maxes. You know,
keep phone pauses.
Yeah. So they don't. If they get me, it's not gonna be too bad. So I'll probably wear some new Snackzzz tee, some some comfortable, the new flex stretch jeans. And some Air Max. Depending on my shirt, gonna be white or black.
Something cozy.
Always. My sneaks always match. You know what I mean? I grew up in an era where we matched our whole fit going out the crib. Playing. If you went to the store, you got the matching sneaks with the shirt. I used to go to the store. I used to get the combos for the clothes. The matching shirt and top. Go to Former Mills, whatever.
The fresh fit. I was 10 minutes and 10 hours.
Right. So I'll probably get something to match, but I'll probably throw in something light. I'm promoting my brand all year, so a lot of my and my homies brands too, because a lot of great talent out here, a lot of great artists and creatives, and they have a lot of great work as well.
Definitely. So, if you guys notice in all my videos, not all of them, but a lot of my videos, I wear Posca. So right. Shout out to Todd. Shout out to his whole movement.
Sure.
Soon as Seymour get the 3X's, we are good.
Yes, we here too, man.
Like I'm trying to, we're gonna keep pushing. Seymour get 3X, so I need the cozy. I don't want the short belly shirt. I want the comfortable, cozy fit.
I wear mine a little baggy, too big for life, man.
Exactly. I need the cozy fit. I need the taper jeans with the kicks showing.
Yeah.
Anybody knows me knows that
what it is.
The kick game always going to be crazy.
Facts.
Hey, but listen, this has been super dope. I enjoyed it. It has been a very informative session or informative conversation. I want to thank Seymour for coming through, being vulnerable, sharing his story. For you guys who came in late, check out City Snacks. What's the website they can go to support your movement?
www.citysnackz.com. I got 3 Z's in it. So City, CITY, Snacks, SNACKZZZ.com.
Definitely support the movement. Philadelphia mogul, Philadelphia creative, Ardmore native, Hardmore. If you know, if you really know Seymour. But
We call
listen,
it more. Look,
oh,
a lot of y'all ballers, if you from Philly, a lot of y'all played at the Shack.
yeah,
A lot of y'all played at the Shack.
the Shack League goes.
A lot of y'all played at the Shack. That's all I'm gonna say.
But
And I won a lot of chips at the Shack.
a lot of them, including the 1 year with the gold jerseys.
Yeah,
I don't know what our team name was, but
sure,
we won it all. We blew everybody out.
no, we went undefeated.
We even snuck out of football camp to play the one championship game. But
Got win.
if Murph, if you watching, mind your business. But listen, listen, thank you guys for watching. But what do I know? This is Maj, aka Oscar Bully, aka Big Sexy with the glasses. Again, another session. Thank you. Have a good one.
My God.